35 miles west of Fresno, poverty is rippling through the agricultural community of Mendota, where nearly 40% of the people living there are without work. During a recent visit to the small community of nearly 10,000, Gabriela Romero with Fresno County's Economic Opportunities Commission introduced me to Pedro and Maria Miranda. The couple and their newborn baby are living in a rundown motel under very modest conditions.
You know, it's been very hard for them. They've been struggling. Their newborn is, about 3 months old now, and it's just been difficult times for them.
Pedro, a field worker who immigrated from El Salvador, says work is scarce.
Water is very important in this area. Without water, the fields are dry and there's no work.
Let me tell you a little bit about this family. When I first met them, it was like towards the end of April of this year, and when I spoke to the husband, he had told me that he had only worked about 14 days in the entire year, which was like, what, 14 days in 4 months? I mean, who can live off of that, right?
In my country, El Salvador, you don't make $50 or $100 a week. You earn $4 a day. It's very little, but at least you're with family. Here, I worry about not having enough to pay rent. If I don't, my family is out on the street.
It's 106 out in Mendota today, and Pedro and Maria rely on this swamp cooler to keep them away from the scorching heat. Living under these conditions, they say, is nothing they ever imagined when they came to America.
I have not seen my children in 3 years. I came to the United States from Central America with the illusion of making more money and providing for my family. But that's not reality. Instead of feeling good about my situation, I feel worse.
Romero says the Miranda family symbolizes a familiar face in Mendota.
Yes, many of them are going through the same struggles. There's no work, and these people here barely have enough to eat some beans and a glass of milk for dinner, So it was very heartbreaking to see it that full blown and to that extreme, to that extent. I've seen it. I've seen people tell me, you know what, we're out without a job, we're looking for work. Are you guys going to bring jobs into the, to the communities? But when you see like their actual day-by-day lives, what they're going through at their homes, it makes it so much more difficult.
Romero met many of these families at recent food distributions where people stood in line for hours to receive a single box of food. Images that have captured the nation's attention. Mayor Robert Silva says reporters from all over the country are now traveling to Mendota to report on the dire situation.
When people leave this area and tell that story to the world, is the fact that this is the richest valley in California, possibly the world, and yet we're having these problems of people putting food on the table.
This is what the mayor of Mendota wants the president to come and feel with his own hands, this dry earth and these empty fields where people should be working and food growing.
He needs to come and see the problem that persists here. This man-made drought, this water cutbacks is causing all these major problems, especially Mendota, which is the highest unemployment in the state of California.
The lack of work in Mendota and outlying farming communities has reached a critical point. Romero says the EOC has set up a crisis relief fund after the nonprofit ran out of money to purchase food, ironically to feed those who are usually responsible for cultivating it. In Mendota, Norma Uriar, KMPH News.